Welcome to the restoration modification series for a 1995 Volvo 850 T-5R. We're doing some restoration as well as performance modifications. And if you have not seen the previous episodes, please click the playlist button, start from the beginning. We hope you enjoy those episodes as well as this one. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. On Sebastian's transmission. Put some light on the subject. It's light enough. Yep, fits right in there. Fits right in there. No more damage in there. Switch. Whoop, whoop. Next, I'm going to track the turbo. It's supposed to be here any minute now, so we can get this turbo on this exhaust, get that mounted, and get this thing put back together. We also got the intercooler stuff to put together. We got the hardware for that zinc coated, and we are about to get busy with it. Got the radiator sandwiched with the intercooler. As you can see, those holes are elongated, but it'll still hold. Now these holes are in pretty good shape alignment wise, so I'm gonna put those cast nuts on there. Check the box for hardware. If not, I'm gonna have to get some hardware. I'm gonna flip this over and make sure this intercooler is centered with the radiator so I can get turbo piping on it. This is a common mistake that I make. I don't center this radiator on the intercooler. See, we got just enough space there to get an intercooler piping on. Make sure you don't scratch that car. And no space down here. I'm gonna have to trim this out to see if that'll give me enough room to put intercooler piping on there. So let me grab my trimmer. If not, I'll have to maneuver this thing around to be centered better and make sure I can get turbo piping on it. Having a problem fitting the snap intercooler over the radiator. And basically what I've come up with is from the center point, from center point to the top is fine with the snap, but from center point to down, the snap intercooler is too short. I am 5/16 of an inch too short the spread between my piping, and that's making it hard to mount the radiator on the piping. It's not enough space. It's not wide enough to accommodate the radiator, the OEM radiator, or this aftermarket radiator, which is like perfect to OEM specs. So on my snap intercooler, this is the standard hole spacing for a Volvo. There we go. You got Volvo there for the P80 cars. That hole lines up. That hole lines up. This hole didn't line up. It was probably a ½ inch down. So I elongated the hole in the intercooler so that it could get the nut on the back. However, because I can't get the intercooler piping on, and I had to twist the whole assembly, now my holes are off again. So to get it to the radiator, I got to drill a new hole there. I got to drill a new hole there, and I have to open up that hole there so that I can mount the radiator to the intercooler, and then the condenser should line up okay, because the condenser just uses these two outer holes, and these two outer holes are fine. Not sure why that has a little bit of a flat spot on it, but that's beside the point. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill some holes so that I can get this mounted right. So let me go ahead and mark these with my Sharpie marker, and get to drilling. When you look at the Volvo bar, you got 5/8, 3 inches, and 14 3/4. And that's how your spacing needs to be on these holes in order to get that stuff to mount right on the P80 radiator thing. 5/8, 3 inches, 14 3/4. Yes, folks, the solution to our busted turbo has arrived. Turbo Tony to the rescue. Ooh-ah! Look at that. It's got the mounting holes in the right spot for the P88 cars. It's got that 9-blade turbine. It's got that tall 11-blade billet compressor wheel. Wastegate set. Hot dog ready to go. We are cooking with grease, folks. Turbo is on. I'm gonna find the hoses and the nuts and everything needed to get it bolted on tight here. This is on backwards or something. Let me move this clamp. Turbo is on and popping. It is lunchtime. I'm gonna put those clamps back on that hose here because I had to loosen those to push this into position. I'm gonna put that bolt in that exhaust manifold. Nah, I'm gonna put the heat shield on first. Maybe I could put the heat shield on now and then hook up these turbo lines. We got the turbo hoses hooked up. Our next plan is to lower this car down on this engine and bolt this subframe up and start working on some more stuff after we get it bolted up. I got the heat shield bolted on in place and we need to get this train moving. So let me clean up some stuff under this lift and lower this car down on here. Woo woo. I decided to replace this front engine mount because it's crappy, old, and we got a new one. Tried to raise the engine up off of it, wouldn't raise up. So I decided to pull the 3 bolts out and just lift the bracket off and replace it that way. And this bolt here broke off. So for the last 2 hours, been trying to get the pieces of that bolt out of there. I drilled through it all the way. Now I'm dremeling through it with the Dremel to get the 2 pieces in half and try to get it out of there so we can put a bolt in there. And there it is, folks. Finally got it out, the 4-hour bolt. We tapped it up to 10 by 125. Now I gotta go get a bolt because I meant to go 10 by 1.5. Got plenty of those. That's the same bolt that goes in the starter. So we're done for today, and we will return to this episode tomorrow, part 2. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.